When I get you back, oh yeah. When I get you back, oh yeah. When I get you back, oh yeah. I promise you'll never leave me. When it comes to you and me, there's no one else I'd rather be with. Baby, I won't let you down. I got it, I know you need it. Love is it when you're around. Oh, please say that you believe it. 'Cause I don't wanna lose you. I hope you feel that way too. No, I don't wanna lose you. Baby, don't go. Don't go. When I get you back, oh yeah. When I get you back, oh yeah. When I get you back, oh yeah. Oh, when I get you back, oh yeah. Cause I don't wanna lose you. I hope you feel that way too. No, I don't wanna lose you. Baby, don't go. Oh, when I get you back, oh yeah. I promise you'll never leave me. When it comes to you and me, there's no one else I'd rather be with. When I get you back, oh yeah. Oh. When I get you back, oh yeah. Oh, when I get you back, oh yeah. Oh, when I get you back, oh yeah.
Yes. Gang, what it do, beef stew? Oh my goodness. Fam, this is like fired up. So on this week and my new title of the show on this week right here. yo, sorry. You guys, in the pre-roll, Ms. D had me crying. I'm over here trying to keep my tears in because it's so freaking funny. But we got to say what's up to the family, and let me say what's up to Ms. D. How you doing, Ms. D?
Doing good.
Hey, you know what I just realized, fam? Check this out. So,
What?
look at your shirt, and then look at my shirt.
Hold on.
we
Mike
we
Moody
like
for the
swapped
win.
shirts today. Look,
Okay.
I
That's what
got
I'm
the
talking
Diana Gladney shirt on, and she got the Doc Rock shirt on. Yeah, fam.
Exactly.
It was like the other day when
Fam
Anna and
rep for
Fulgers
fam.
and I was on the show. Like they was like, "Hey, one of us is going to match him," and then me and Anna both had on the exact same fit. So this is what
Right,
happened
right.
when everybody got the whole Press and Soul wardrobe. At least every day you gonna match somebody in the family.
Exactly. That's the one thing that's one thing I love. It's like I just in my closet have them already ironed after they come back from being washed again, so they already ready to go. Every day, come in the office, grab a new one. I'm like, who I'm repping today? I'm like, let's go and get this. I get live.
Right? It's dope, man. Like it's kind of a trip, but like I love it, man. I love it. And then
100%.
I think we're all square for a minute. Like everybody's coming, and then more people are coming out with new stuff. Like Rob got his merch popping now. The kid, oh my God, what's his name? Brian. The other Brian, not Beard and Banjo's Brian, but the other Brian with his Be More Super. I love that one. The Superman Mike one. Yo, I love that one.
I'm going to have to recheck the store.
Yo,
And
I know,
the thing, it's like
now you got to
month,
check Press and
it's
Soul for the drops like Supreme. You know, pretty soon we're going to have fools lining up at Press and Soul like, what's happening? What's coming? What's coming?
Limited edition. Hey,
So,
I'm telling
anyway,
you.
speaking of Robs, what's up, Robs? What's up, Mr. Paul Duncan, Mr. Camera Junkie, JD getting it done. And if there's one done, there's probably another done. And I see, I never lied because they kick it. They're connected like that. See, boom, there's that one, and then here's this one because the dang Dun kids, and then I guess Duncan is almost like part of them, and then
the Duns,
and then look at this kid right here, Yurt, like was popping.
It ain't working.
I know.
You know she's sneaking that way.
She say, "Oh, I'm at work right now." At least Michelle go to the bathroom and like hide in the bathroom with the phone. India just be like, pretend like she working. She laid up in bed, 3 blankets. Tyler is right there and be like, don't you got to go someplace, girl? This is my time to have the crib to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Tyler saying all the behind the scenes. He's like, look, Tyler be the one scooping on TikTok like, you know what? I got this phone you left over here in the corner. I got you. Be late giving me my kibble later on. I bet you this video post to TikTok.
Yo, you know that movie about the secret lives of pets? I just want to know what Tyler got to say. Tyler got a lot to say. I'm just like, me and Tyler, I'm going to have to get lit one day and just sit down and have a full conversation with Tyler. He going to tell us everything. All right, so
if I had animation skills, I would legit do a Tyler skit, like where it's an interview, like how they used to do on The Office. Be like, she pretending like she working all the time, and I'm sitting over here like my water low, but she act like she ain't see me, but she ain't see me though.
Hey, mommy, gotta get some water. You know what's popping?
Tyler.
All right, she gonna ignore me. I'm gonna take a dump in her fila real quick.
And now click into that. Click into that.
Go ahead. She can try to ride her bike. Be like, why my shoe stay? Oh, Tyler. Yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah. See, there you go. Gang, we got stuff to talk about this week. There's a lot of things happening in what is normally like the slow part of summer, right? Like it's kind of crazy. And man, I was watching your video yesterday on the leak ZV-10 stuff, and I was just like, I'm with you. We don't need that joint, but I kind of need that joint.
It's coming.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't need you, but I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. It's like it's the perfect. It's like, but here's the thing, and I like, so I watched the comments on Sony Alpha Rumors just to kind of see where everybody is sitting at or what have you. Okay, well, when people are complaining like, oh, it don't have 4K 60, it's like, one, that it don't expect it to, is not at that tier. So that doesn't make sense. And then number 2, people are like, same sensor, this, down, whatever. It's like, I get it. But here's the thing. We've been getting 6K down sample, or AKA, like I like to say, squares down into 4K. And your 1080p is not bad either. Furthermore, that's like why I did that video on like how to basically do like a cheat sheet if you needed to try to figure out your camera settings and you're super a beginner. And I shot that mug on a kit lens. Even I was super shot. I'm like, dang, these mugs, like, it is not a weak. The baseline is not weak. So the ZV-E10 is coming in at 4K 30. So it's what you have in your A6600s, your ZV-1s and stuff like that. And then you also are getting an interchangeable lens camera, 24 megapixels. So you're still going to get it extremely sharp, crispy sensor, the whole 9. And so the beauty is it introduces the gyro stabilization. So you get the active and the standard stabilization, which in my opinion is a good trade-off if they didn't want the weight of an IBIS system, but that also gives you access to Sony Catalyst browse, which in my opinion, now I was showing like from that clip, like I was booking it. It was cold. 1 minute it was cold. Next thing it was hot. So I got 2 jackets on because it was freezing from where I was coming from. And then I'm going into a warmer climate. Okay, I had changed jackets or took my hat off or nothing. But I'm trying to grab my bag. I'm trying to make the bus so I can get to the station so I can get my rental car in San Diego. Okay, well, I'm pushing this huge suitcase. I have my bag that's full of all of this stuff, and I got me with all you know what I'm saying? The whole getup is just like hella a lot. And I got the ZV-1 active stabilization. I know I'm just booking. Like I know I wasn't trying to keep it steady, but if you look at that, that's kind of reminiscent of like a DJI Osmo Pocket, like the actual gimbal stabilization. So I think that's a fantastic trade-off in an APS-C body. It's like it is such a great win. A 10-18 on that, which has the optical, and then you add that on with you add that optical stabilization with the active stabilization, or you got the gyro data or whatever it is that you're trying to do, plus S-Log2, S-Log3, HLG, no S-Cinetone, which is, again, expected. And yes, it'll still be on that older menu system, but that fully articulated, like that is a home run to me. That is going to be my number one recommendation because it's the best of both worlds. If you wanted a ZV-1 or if you're trying to decide between something like an A6100 up to an A6600, it's a fantastic camera.
I believe so. You know, and the funny thing is, I laugh when people say, well, it doesn't have 4K 60. And, like, what are you going to do with it then, though? Right? Like, on
Exactly.
the real, what you going to do with that, right? Like, and even the idea of, like, all of the slow-mo and stuff like that, like, I get it. But I'm starting to feel like, to a certain extent, slow-mo is 2016, 17 drone footage.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
2016,
Right.
17, maybe, okay, all right, 2018, let's just call it, when the good ones started to come out, 2018 drone footage, like you had to have it. Like, 2 years ago, you had to have the slow-mo. Now, what is crazy about now, and I guess this kind of a little bit segues into, partially the next topic is, a lot of the stuff that's popping right now is just raw. Like raw. Like no plan, no montages, no nothing. I mean, just like raw. And even Peter did a video this week about, I'm just going to make a video raw. Like, I'm not even going to have the cheesy the coffee montage, but he just put the coffee machine behind him as a joke. And he's like, I'm going to just try this. I'm going to just try doing a raw video without all of the craziness and just see what happens. And of course, I mean, he has a big following, so it still performs.
Right.
But
Right.
he's like, maybe you guys know I'm a cinematic guy. You guys know I'm a professional shooter. Like, I don't have to do that anymore. Maybe I just want to come and talk to y'all as just me. And then, like, whatever. And so what do you guys think of that? And it, like, works. And then we think about our boy Alec. Alec just sit there smashing pumpkins with his green screen and just shoots the whole thing, no edits, no nothing, and just posts. So that's the reason why. So, like, yeah, I kind of really honestly don't want, man, how the heck did I miss the link? Dang it. Sorry. Hold on, people. My bad. This is the link to the video that was supposed to be to the next one. Anyway, I'm thinking seriously about doing the Veda thing. I call it Veda Whips instead of just Veda, like video every day in August with his iPhone as a way of just like eating my own dog food for all of the people that say, like, I don't think I can start there. Because again, I'm going to say this every time until they call me out. We're going to be standing next to these people pretty soon. So they're going to be, I heard what you said about me. And I go, I say it to your face.
To your face.
Don't be up in here talking about gear don't matter. I have not seen you put yourself out there with a trash camera. The only person in that lick right now that can talk spicy is Nolan Moat. Nolan Moat can be like, let's be clear, because he actually put himself out there with a whack camera. All the other people that be talking that spiciness be sitting up here with, like, a C100, C300 red, like one DX, A1, FX3, FX6. They all here bringing heat, talking about, oh yeah, you can just use whatever camera you got.
Right.
Stop lying. Stop lying. Like, no, man, girls don't really care about whip. You could just show up in your bucket, and then I come rolling through with a fully polished 5 beats pumping. Hey, Ma, what you doing? Right? Come on now. They would be lying to somebody. People got to stop. They just got to stop. I'm just saying. You do not want to go to United, and you get to the airport, you got your backpacks, and you roll out there, and they come out here with the plane like this. You going to get on
First
that?
of all,
You know what I'm saying?
hell no. It's like, what's that TikTok video? It
You know
was
what
like,
I'm saying?
okay, y'all, so if you finna get on this plane, it's like making fun of like Spirit Airlines. They're like, just let me off before we even done taxing. Like, open the door, let me out of here. I'm not even, like, hell no. It's just some things. It's like, here's the thing. It's the time when that was the conversation, because people were getting DSLR cameras. I remember like it was yesterday. It was amazing. It was like the difference between the point and shoot cameras that shot like at the max 720p and 540p was more of the standard. They were still shooting like YouTube was so wild west back then. When people started introducing DSLR cameras, it was magnificent. Like, it was mind-boggling how good it looked. Like, wow, it literally was not, you know what I'm saying? Like, but what phones can do and what they're capable of, just like I had a lady comment, she was like, what about the A6100? I got the iPhone 12 Pro Max X. I was like, what you have is great. It's just a matter of if you want a dedicated camera or not. It's not even about quality. Full feature films are shot on the phone. It's just like,
Yes.
well, why you don't use one then? It's just like, because this is my preference. Like, this is what I prefer personally.
But you see what she said, though, right? See, this is what I got for the people that be talking that spicy. Because she came with a logical question. Why you don't use one? Sorry, guys, I'm having an ADD moment to clean my desk in the middle of the street.
I was wondering why you just turned south. You hit him with the...
And then it's OCD, not even ADD. No, because, when I was resetting everything, I knocked down my memory card container over here. So I just seeing loose memory cards everywhere. And then my brain was like, no. So, yeah, but she asked that question, and it's a very valid question because, it's like going to the doctor and the doctor be like, fam, you doing all right. Otherwise, your health look good, but I don't want you to get this cancer, so I'm going to need you to stop smoking. If you went to that doctor try to tell you to stop smoking while they smoking, you would probably be like, man, I'm going to call Blue Cross. I'm out of here. What the hell? That's some PPO and some HBO. I'm out of here,
Okay.
So and that's why she asked you that, because, you telling her to film with her phone because there's an idea that the other camera somehow is going to give a better quality. And I think what a lot of beginners need to worry about, man, your quality ain't even important right now. Your ability to crank out 50 videos in a row is more important than you sweating over quality. It's
right.
like, it's trying to figure out like how to swim before you even know how to like float and dog paddle and, save yourself. Like, there's certain things that do have a hierarchical order.
But you know what's funny? Most videos that I put out at some point, especially like if I'm traveling or whatever, has plenty of smartphone footage in there.
Straight up.
Nobody says a word.
Not a
especially
blink.
like traveling and the vlogs and stuff like that, because I just may be moving fast enough. I don't feel like, or I don't have time, or something about to take off and I'm like, oh, that's cool or whatever. Or you know how sometimes when you're getting ready to take off at the airport or whatever, you see some of the guys dancing, they flagging you down. Okay, well, they already said put your stuff up, so I'm thinking I'm about to settle in. I'm about to go to sleep. Then I see something, real quick, pull my phone out. Plenty of my videos have footage from my phone. It's not that big of a deal. It's like, but y'all didn't see the 480p on accident, 540p with the Logitech webcam that could shoot 1080p. I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. That video still got posted anyway. Or the videos with the Panasonic camera that's posting and focusing on the background or whatever the hell it was doing, but it wasn't looking at me. Those videos still got posted anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's like it's like in 5 years time frame. It's like I haven't posted the video yet, but there's a video I'm going to post about just like some tips if I had to like my younger self and younger creators that are just getting started after posting videos for 5 years and creating video content. It's like there are some things that it's like it's not, it doesn't matter. And I'm telling you because it's like I've already been through it. Consistently posting for 5 years. Whether that was on the first year, whether it was on Facebook and posting in groups, doing different challenges and stuff like that. Then eventually coming over to YouTube and start creating content specifically in 2017. It's like, but there's still the 26. There's not a video, and that was what was funny is that there's not a video that I have to edit like that ZV-E10 video where I can't say go pull this video from such and such date or whatever. It should be called around this kind of title, and you'll see an example of this. When I say I was talking about 2018, I was vlogging back then, because Grow with Video Live 2018, I have footage from when I was documenting that experience. And like I was telling you in one of the videos, like I had just hit 500 subscribers that week. Like it was like the official first day or whatever of that event. I just hit 500 subscribers.
That's
like
crazy,
on the day,
though, right? When you think about the level that, okay, see, everybody don't understand this, right? There's a thing when you get OCD about memory cards, it's a real thing, okay? Nobody judge me. It's a thing when you're working on your craft, right? And I think of it as kind of like, the cliche is old, but it makes sense in this moment in time about like that snowball moment, right? So you sitting there, you're doing your little thing. You're like, I'm not sure if this is working. I don't know how this is. Are they seeing this? Do people feel me? Blah, blah, blah. So you kind of get caught in your own, like, comfort zone, if you will, right? Because that word right there would just kind of crush folks, right? Like you and I both say you got to get uncomfortable. You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Because comfort mode is just that's where you die. Like, honestly, comfortable folks die. So you look back at all the things that you were struggling with. You look back at all the things you thought were about to take you out because you didn't know if you was ready. And then one day you're sitting there and that snowball went from just a tiny little thing like that to the big avalanche type joint. And there's people calling your name, asking you to be somewhere, asking you to speak, asking you to show up. And you start to get your moment, like you made it. And when you have an opportunity to go back and reflect on that, I can't tell y'all folks enough, man. It is a trip. It is a royal trip. It is like, yeah, it's a trip. Like I was just doing it the other day. Miss D and I were just talking, and I was just thinking about the moment of deciding to do this and us messing around, doing the group and the Vlogmas stuff. And then now here we are planning the trip to have multiple family members traipse all the way across country to come and just be Ishoni in Japanese for together. Yeah, it's humbling. It's humbling. And it's crazy, bruh. I've been thinking about it a lot because, like, I appreciate the hell out of our fam. And to think that folks would trust in us to, like, pack up their joints and come cross country to come kick it with us for, a couple few days. Then, at the end, we gonna all be sitting around the airport looking like David and Brant crying. Sorry, I just had to throw my boys under the bus real quick.
It's all good. Oh, good.
It's crazy, man. It's so nuts, fam. So back to the This Week in Live stuff before we get like all philosophical.
Okay.
I've been checking this out a lot, and I noticed that I now have a button in my thing where you can look at clips that you made of other videos. And I only have the one when it was first testing, but I actually saw a pair of scissors on one of my videos, and then I can't find it again. So they're testing, they're moving stuff around. Yeah. So it's in there.
Yeah, they're letting people with gaming channels, if you have 1,000 subscribers or more and you're qualified as a gaming channel, or categorized rather, then you have access to clips. And that does make sense because when you have highlights, you got trick shots or stuff that you didn't expect would happen. It's good to go back to that. But the cool thing is these can be anywhere from 5 seconds to 60 seconds if you got ads rolling on. So let's say you're a part of the YouTube Partner Program and you have ads on your videos, and this is coming out, so everybody knows this is coming out for regular creators, but it's coming out slowly. So this is still considered.
They're very good at taking their time in order not to completely wreck everything.
Yes, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate them trying it with gaming channels because they are the ones that will get the highest traction on this initially versus your average Joe Schmo creator that doesn't have a reason for most of their videos for people to go back to specific segments, especially like a 5 to 60 second chunk. But if you got ads on those, you also will get ads that can still play on those sections. They get their own generated links separate from like if you just wanted to share the overall video. And if you haven't played with this yet, For those of you that are in the chat or you may be listening to this afterwards, it is super neat because it completely will black out everything and just solely let you focus on that small clip segment. Then when you get to the end of the part that's been clipped, it'll ask you if you want to continue watching the video. So if you are not doing chapter titles on your videos, go back and retrofit those mugs for chapter titles, because that's where that kind of stuff is going to be important, so that they know if they want to keep watching or if this is a good part. And I've got caught up in those before. I don't know if you've been watching any. Has anybody sent you like clips of different stuff before yet, Doc?
No, but I've been just messing around. So like what we talking about, fam, right here is you see these little scissors up in here, the Hasame go Otega. You can come over here and you can click this, right? And then I'm gonna adjust this window real quick. Can y'all see that? All right, there's a little side piece, and you can come over here and you can adjust how long you want this little clip to be, right? And then so we're gonna take that, and then we go ahead and say that's good, that's good, that's good. We're gonna title it and be like, clip this joint, and then we're gonna go share this clip, and then so now I got it. I can hit the copy, and then come down here and paste it to y'all, and so y'all can look at the clip. I don't know what he said. I just randomly clip, but you know, first of all, everybody in here ought to be watching Creator Insider, because what happens is when we go to Clubhouse or, you know, somebody else's stream and all these people be asking questions, all of the questions YouTube done gave you the answer if you would take the time to go through Creator Insider. Like, they tell you exactly what to do, but don't nobody do it. Don't nobody do it. Like, it's funny. Like, people really need to learn to get in here and start paying attention to these joints. They only put out a couple few here and there, but they're decent. But yeah, go ahead. What you speaking of?
No, I'm right there with you. I think it's important to, especially if you're talking about growing this for your community, for your organization, for whatever reason, you know, it is that your desire is to have a channel. The best way to grow on YouTube is to learn from YouTube themselves the things that they're promoting that make sense, and then also start thinking about your ideas in advance. So, okay, Veda's coming up. Vlog every day in August, if you're participating in that, however that may be, and we can probably talk about that a little later. But if you're going to do this, let's say clips roll out in August. Now what is available to you? You know, your YouTube shorts and stuff that you may be pulling content from or whatever. I know we are probably going to be using this in my company as far as being able to specifically make a playlist. And this is just like giving y'all insider business tips for me at this point. And so it's like, from like, if I say, here's a good part, this, that, or whatever, and I'm knowing I just finished the stream, so it's fresh in my mind, I can send her the playlist of the links for the clips. Go pull these specific segments out. It's already timestamped. They're already good to go. Or you can have your team join you live and they can make notes of the timestamps. Go back, make those clips, send it to the editor. You're good to go. So that kind of a stuff, like, I'm thinking in advance. I don't have access yet, but when it becomes available, we already know how we're going to use this. So just be thinking in advance of like what you want to do and how could you use this to your benefit.
Super dope. Super dope. I like clips, man. I just think it's a great idea. And it's funny to see the interaction and what the companies are doing to make this stuff more sticky, right? And, okay, so here's something, right? So right now there's a lot of conversation about, do I want to do shorts or TikTok? Let's just call short TikTok reels. I'm just going to globally call them shorts because in the film industry, it would have been a short film, right? The short film was something under like 5 minutes, right? So we're just going to call them shorts. But when I say shorts on this particular program today, I am referencing all of the above: TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts, and whatever Facebook comes up with next, and whatever Twitter comes up with next. Okay, because
Facebook is that cousin that don't get to come out when all the cousins dip after the food been passed.
Facebook is Lemuel. Cool. He cool with it. Everybody like him, but he a little short.
Dang.
He gonna kill me. He gonna kill me. Yeah.
You know, he's like, gonna be crying, laughing when he see this part.
He can't focus. Yeah. Let me stop. Love you, Lim. So everybody is still, to this moment in time, still like, I don't know if I should do that, like, it's not me, like, I want to do this and I want to do that. And I'm like, well, Burger King, have it your way, but don't be mad when you're irrelevant. Like, I think the hardest part, you know what this comes, I think in a certain sense, it has to do with us being Americans and we have all of this freedom. And I'm not going to say that's the bad thing, but when it comes to assuming that you can do everything your way and like, I'm just going to buck the system and whatever. Yeah, I know some things in the system suck, and some systems, whether they suck or not, they just is. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's about their freedom, but you damn sure can't run down the street, rock out with your cock out, just like la 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 la. Like, you'll be arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be arrested. So everybody love to talk about like, yo, I'm free. I can do whatever I want and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool. Go stand in the middle of the street with no clothes on, shooting up the sky, holding the 40. You'll be arrested with like 8 different charges. Because freedom is a right, but freedom is also a privilege. And you can abuse the privilege and you can end up getting it taken away. So in that same instance, when these platforms are telling you through lots of little hints that we are pushing to shorter form content. Okay? And like, nah, man, I'm not going to do that. Okay, we just going to put scissors on your video and let other people shut you up.
You ain't lying.
Okay, because you, Doc, this is me. I know. I'm part of the issue. Like, you take 15 minutes to explain some 2 minutes. So now I'm going to just give these people these scissors. They can come in here and be like, so, my brother, let me introduce you to Excalibur. We're going to take shoom, shoom, shoom. Now send this ninja statement to our friends. Arigato gozaimasu.
Okay.
Right? I mean, like,
that clip
that's
from Doc trying to explain Vlogmas, and he couldn't do it in 60 seconds. Really.
Holla. Exactly. Oh, I just saw that video. Yo, I just saw that video like 2 days ago, and I was in here crying. I was cleaning my hard drive, and I had like little sections, just things I clipped here and there, and I seen it, and I was crying. I meant to send it to you guys. But yeah, like, whether you like it or not, this is what's happening. So I remember Grandma didn't want to get push button phone because she just thought it was something new. It was like a fad and blah, blah, blah. And yes, I mean, like,
she wanted to.
Oh my God. I'm like, Grandma, by the time you call somebody to let them know that you angry, you're done being angry. Like,
Listen.
What's up, Tawana? Good to see you here. Yeah,
That's
so
why the
it's
whoopings hurt. They was strong from doing this.
straight up. So if YouTube is doing the clips thing, like Instagram, and these other guys allow you to duets or whatever the vernacular is on which other platform. Stitching, right. So you just gotta.
You know what this come from? No, you know what this come from? Kill all that. Because it's not even like, and I get it, because it is that double-edged sword. You're absolutely correct. That freedom aspect is you have so much freedom that you abuse it by not utilizing it properly. Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that makes complete and total sense. But here's the other kicker that bothers me in like the business community, that it's like educating them to become creators, is the fact that Doc then brought Grandma into this. Listen. Hey, Grandma brought herself into it.
Elmarie and Corey, they kill me, bro. They always got some funny stuff to say.
But it's like, so the other thing is that in the business, for the content creators, for the entrepreneurs that are getting into the content creation space, there's still resistance there. And it's just like, stop playing yourself, because that's the only one that's getting played is you. Because your customers will be serviced. Whether or not they would get serviced through you is dependent on how much or how or where you show up. Reels, like, so now on Instagram, Reels is 60 seconds or less. This hasn't opened up to everybody, but the day they gave this to me, I used it like 15 minutes later. We had stuff ready to go. I'm like, push that now. Push it out now. It's like everything more or less right now is reels because that's what they're pushing out. But it's 60 seconds or less. But we had content to go for days. We were curating stuff specifically for reels of 30 seconds or less. But now we got stuff that's ready to go because it's everything now is 60 seconds or less. So it's like the fact that people are still resistive of the what to do's and the all the things. You don't need to know all of the everything. It's like you've done so many. Here's like, stop playing yourself. You've done so many amazing things. You've moved out of town. You bought your first car. You got your first apartment. You got your first mortgage. You got married. You had kids and all the hell. You had multiple of them things. Like, you've done amazing things. You got a whole nother different computer that maybe you weren't familiar with at one point, or some other whole other technology 20 years ago would have looked completely foreign, but you did it anyway. It's like shorts and reels and all this other stuff. It's not your problem. Like, just embrace it and start making more content that can help your regular stuff. It just makes sense, in my opinion, like, to just use what they're giving you and what they're promoting.
Man, I'd have messed this whole thing up messing around with Kevin.
There you got it.
Kevin, listen. 30-second reels is tough. No, it ain't. You know
No,
it's
it
tough?
ain't.
30-second earthquake. Bruh. Let me tell you. Actually, you live in the Bay, so you should know. Bruh, when I was in Japan, my first earthquake, I was in the train. I was on my way to school.
Oh.
Right?
It was moving?
Yeah, I was on my way to school. I was in the train.
Okay.
So I was staying at Karen Brothers' apartment, and then I was taking the train back to school. So I used to get up early because, like, you know, a little less than a 2-hour ride, not quite 2 hour, but, you know, I would lollygag, stop at Mr. Donut. Mr. Donut in Japan is something special. You know, so I'm in there, like, I'm in the train. It's crowded. Everybody in there, they reading their manga or reading their newspaper, doing whatever they do. I got my little homework sheet out. I'm, like, studying my homework. I'm holding the thing, and then the whole train started.
Oh.
And I'm like, ah! And then I look, ain't nobody screaming but me. Not a single soul. And the little kid looking at me like, this fool right here. And then you hear mumblings of Baka Gaijin, which is like crazy American or crazy foreigner. And then I was like, ain't not a single person scream except me. I was like, ah, okay. So when we get out the train, this little kid, he was like 10 or 11 years old, like he tugged me on the jacket, and then he told me, oh, you have to get paper, right? He had pretty decent English, right? He's like, you have to get paper. And I was like, what paper? And he was like, the man's going to hand you a paper, just take it. And so when you get out, they give you this little red piece of paper. And I was like, what the heck? This is talking about a system. When the train comes to the next station and you get ready to get out, there's a dude in uniform at every single door on the train, like handing people papers. Nobody shows up late for work in Japan. It's just not a thing. You don't do it. Wow. It never happens. Nobody shows up late for class. You don't. Culturally, you don't show up late for stuff, right? None like us, right? So that paper says the reason why you was late is because you had an earthquake. And the train company apologizes for not being exactly on time. Wow. Process that, fam. When the 16 bus come 10 minutes late, show up at your job, and you rolling, hey, yo, sorry, the 16 was running late. Boss be like, you're fired. Like, bus company don't care. Bus driver, the reason why I was late is he was still inside the Piggly Wiggly getting himself a sandwich to go and a drink. That's the thing. Like, again, like we just live in a different space. Their level of self accountability is so much different from ours, and that's why I want so many people to go see it, because I think for me personally, as a human being, having not just lived there for that time being, but then to come back and then go back so many times, every time we go, for us, it's like a constant reminder of do what you got to do and none less. None less. You can do more than what you got to do, but you can't do no less. And I think that's why, you know, Karen and I like going so much, because it just gets you juiced, man. As soon as you come back, you're like, oh, I'm ready, you know. It's like going to San Francisco. Man. I go to San Francisco, I need to draw something. When I come back, I need to do something creative. Or when I go to Portland, certain cities just bring your creativity out you. When you go to St. Louis, come back, I got to go on a diet because I ate all these ribs.
You need to go on the diet and you need to refill your chamber.
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm out here with my little rag, throwing it down the barrel, out here cleaning the little oil off,
Hey, when in St. Louis, it was like when you say when in Rome. Hey, man.
Yeah,
what a
it's
culture.
funny. Mr. Camera Junkie brings up a super valid point. The shorts will breed a new wave of commercial editors, right? Not just one frame more, not one frame less. Like, exactly. And it's funny, right? And so I'm not disassociating what Kevin says because, yes, there's a little bit of challenge to getting your whole thing in 30 seconds. But we've been watching it. We've been watching it since the day we was born, except Paul. When Paul first started, they didn't have TV. They had, like, the minstrel guys came by and danced in front of your house. Sorry, Paul. Yes, Rich, we got that on deck, fam. We'll get to that in a split second. That was one of the story that was missing. Go ahead.
No, but it's just the idea. It's like if you think about it, it's really not. You're looking at the time constraints. But if you sat on hold or somebody said, hold on 1 second, and you count to 30, you're like, man, that's a long time. You had me on hold for a long time. If we just sat for 30 seconds right now and didn't say anything, you'd be like, man, that's a long time. It's not about how many seconds you have. It's about how many words do you speak per minute. Think about that.
Yeah.
Now,
think about how many dudes out here talking about like 2 minutes is long, and then their wife be like, no, it ain't.
This week in relationship building, if you or a loved one cannot survive the 2 minutes. Hey, all I'm saying is, here's the thing. I give y'all a pro tip. A curated 30-second post is about 45 words, curated words. That means consider rephrasing it. If you want a great example, I'll use myself. You can go to my very first Instagram Reels, whether it's the skit or whether it's an educational piece. It means it has to be not even scripted out per se, but it has to be curated. That's the difference. So that also lets you train to be better at doing sound bites and stuff like this. We already have so many things that we could clip from this particular episode. If you think about it, it's just like we said a lot. Maybe both of us spoke in a 30-second window about a particular thing, but we were intentional about what we were saying. So when you have intentionality in what you're saying, and it makes you a better speaker. So it's just like, it is a muscle that needs to be developed, and a skill can be always developed. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's not hard. I promise you, it's really not.
I'm laughing at Ellery talking about doing when she first started doing box braids. That ponytail had all the COVID long ain't good enough no more. And they said, now just reacting to my last statement, my fingers cramping don't compare well against that training apology for being affected by natural disaster. Paul said we drew on the walls of the caves.
You can still find these historical portraits available.
You know that one where you see the buffalo and the dude with the arrow in the cave in France or whatever? Mm-hmm. The original picture. Paul drew that. Paul gonna kill me. I'm gonna stop messing with him. I love you, P. So Rich brings up the fleets thing, and see, gang, like, man, okay, first of all, I didn't even get started in fleets, didn't have an opportunity to. And then they're already starting to do their spaces. And Mrs. Eileen, she's like all about the spaces thing. But look how quick fleets came and went in the. Mm-hmm. I want to say it was like 7 months. Like, we're gonna be all about
November 2020.
All right,
November 2020 is when they dropped it.
We're gonna be Twitter on fleets, and then no, you're not.
No, you ain't. We ain't even at November 2021. Ain't even a full year. They like, yeah, never mind. What was funny was the tweet that they put out about it said, they said we're getting rid of fleets by, I think it's like July 23rd or something like that. And then they was like, we apologize for the inconvenience, or you're welcome, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, I think that's funny though, right? We're sorry, or you're welcome.
Right.
You gotta give them credit for
hell,
just like knowing that they jacked it up,
whatever.
but
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it's
Like, we out here,
crazy.
cuz.
It's crazy. Like it's super funny. Yo, I was on fire today. Paul, go ahead with your best self, and then put the paint palette.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's just classic. Yo, I think it's funny because, again, like, but wait, this sort of breeds that bad behavior, right? So Miss D just pointed out to y'all that as soon as Reels became a possibility, she went 15 minutes later and did it, right? She probably would have did it right away, but I know Miss D, she was waiting for the delivery dude to bring her Chinese food. Don't lie. I'm just saying.
We out here, cuz.
I'm just saying. Hey, yo, DoorDash, where the hell you at? I got to make some Instagram joints.
That is exactly what happened. It's every
I'm
time we're
sorry.
on the phone, it's like, hold on one quick. It's like you see me bend down and pick up a bag. It's like, what you doing? Oh, my food got delivered.
You know,
Food got delivered.
that's you and Glenn. I have never talked to Glenn where Glenn like, hold on, my burrito's here. I'm like, yo, I can start ordering lunch on the company card. And he's like, huh? And then he leave.
Meeting adjourned.
Every time, dude, Glenn always get up in the middle of the meeting to go get a burrito, so or something delivered to his house. But yeah, it's funny to me,
Teriyaki bowl for the win.
right? So Miss D, I swear, me, Miss D, India, we be on the phone, and then she disappear, and then she come back, and all you hear is the bag, like.
You sure?
And I'm like, what the heck is she doing? Next thing you know, you see the soy sauce packet come out.
Okay, he's sitting there with the fork like, yep.
Kiko
yep,
Mons for that butt. I'm just saying. So, yeah, but the point is, a lot of creators, or not just creators, I think this is more like the normal folks. I think creators are better at it, but still we can get caught in our own sneeze sometime, right? Or this new, I don't even know if I want to do that because, like, I don't know if I'm ready, blah, blah, blah. Man, that platform ain't worried about you being ready. That platform got, like, billions of folks that's ready, right? Noble and I had a coaching session with Noble Bowman this morning. Noble's my coach. And we were talking about how, people are underestimating what's popping off in the YouTube game right now because they're like, oh man, but there's already so many people in my niche like doing this, and this. And there's already so many creators like doing this. And there's already so many creators doing this. So I don't know if I really want to do that. And la, 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 la. Okay, listen, fam. YouTube has like 4 billion people watching. Whatever number of the people in your space doing exactly what you do, and I'll be genuine with you. Some of you be like, there's like a couple hundred people doing it already. So I want a couple hundred is a fart when we talking about 4 billion consumers, right? Like, even if you said there are 1 million creators creating exactly what I'm doing, Kevin Cox fire truck engine cookies on deck. Like if you were teaching how to make the fire truck cookie, the Kevin Cox method with the dope little ladders down the side and the little yellow part that's supposed to be homie's hat. I don't know how he made them cookies so detailed. Him and his wife,
look amazing.
They got like, that thing when you're making jewelry, that's how they make cookies.
Yeah.
Because they get in there with the detail. They're making like some Van Gogh oriented joints. Right.
Listen.
So if you imagine, let's just say, Kevin and his wife, he was fitting to start a cookies channel. And, say they weren't part of LGL. So, they don't have the coaching to know who cares how many people out there. Say they're saying, oh, but there's already like 1 million guys making cookies. YouTube has 4 billion viewers. 1 million is a laugh when you talk about it, but you can't even calculate that. And I think it's because people don't have a actual grip on what a billion is.
Right.
I really don't think
channels,
people have a grasp.
I found channels recently that's like amazing that I love. And it's just like, how have I not seen this yet? They already have 12 million subscribers by the time I see their first video. You know what I'm saying? Like They have 12 million subscribers, and somehow I'm just now finding out about them, and maybe they've been creating content for like the last 8 years. No clue who they are. No clue they ever existed.
Oh,
but when the time was right for me to start searching for something,
you want to check that feeling? You want to check that feeling? Go look at the speaker list for VidCon. And I'm like, I know like 3 of these folks, and I consider myself a creator. But there's people that's not in our space, and they don't care, right? Now, here is a person who I don't find to be super hilarious, but she's funny time to time, right? But I just want you to understand something real quick, gang. This is Sniper Wolf, right? She is always up there in the top 5, right? 13.9 billion views. Okay? She has 28,400,000 something subscribers.
And I've never heard of her.
And Miss D don't even know. The only reason why I know who Sniper Wolf is because when I'm setting up people's computer as a consultant and I go to check YouTube for the first time and you're not logged in, you're not connected or whatever, she happens to come up on the page, right? And so when we're testing to see if the TV properly plays YouTube or, something of that nature, I would see it. And I'm like, she's kind of funny, but she's kind of goofy, but she's kind of funny. And, so like I get it. You know what I mean? She's cute-ish, not my swag, but I get it, right? So let's pick a video. You talk about, what's the word, velocity, fam? Let's check out this velocity right here. I'm not going to like play it, but let's check out velocity on the video. Lady girl got 4.625 million views on a video that was published 20-something hours ago. And yet, the majority of us here have no clue who the heck she is. You see what I'm saying? So this is why people, you got to stop sweating the small stuff. Because to coin a phrase, it's all small stuff. Like the numbers are so large, maybe you can't fathom them because you don't even understand those numbers yet. So I was messing around with Noble because Noble's a church type dude, right? And I was like, imagine if I gave you $1 million every day since Jesus was born, how much would you have? And then he couldn't process it. I'm like, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give you $366 million a year, right? You know what I'm saying? Because of 365, right? And then we're going to give you, like the other 33 years, we're going to add that up, right? And we're just out here moving numbers. By the time we're done with all of the calculations, like you're only into like 3 billion. Like for today, like it's a thing. It's a rough calculation. I've seen a bunch of different stories, like how to imagine $1 billion. Somebody was like, oh, just you could do a thing in a computer where you can tell it to spit out 1 billion characters onto a page, and the document is so long you'll be scrolling it for like an hour before you get to the bottom. Like there's a bunch of different ways, but yeah, it's a thing. It's a lot.
I mean, honestly, most complaints are rooted in people not having a big enough imagination and belief system. It really just boils down to that. I don't care. I never cared how many people looked like me, were doing what I was already doing. The only question I had when I first was like deciding to get started on YouTube was, am I going to have a problem here? And am I going to be accepted as myself? That's the only thing that I wondered. Because some spaces, as we know, this has problems, right?
Straight.
So that's the only thing that I had a concern with. And it didn't stop me from posting. I just wanted to know, what do I need to know coming into this space? Because this is sometimes a problem for people. That's all I needed to know. It's no different, honestly, than any other job that I've worked at. When I walk into the place, that's the same concern that I have. What's the rules here for, do we have any problems or any concerns? That's the only thing that I ever thought about. Then I saw Sean Cannell videos being completely transparent. And I'm like, this white boy got trap music. So if he can play trap music, I could play trap music. So, you know what I'm saying? That literally was the only thing. That was the only 1-2 check that I had. Past that, gave no crap about who's who and who's where and who's whatever. Because what's possible for you is what's possible for you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think most people's problem is they don't have a big enough imagination and belief system. They, like, you're caring about things that are that's none of your business.
I just found this calculator, and this is messing with me. Okay, so this is the number. All right, let me do. I wanted to show you guys this because it sounds dumb when you say it out loud, but I went to, actually, it's not even January. I got to be truthful. We got to go to December 25. Okay, so December 25, 33 BC. Your man's was born. Okay, that was 749,666 days ago. If I gave you $1 million every day since Yahweh was born, we still ain't at $1 billion. You got less money than Oprah.
Damn.
You got less money than Puff. You got about Damon John paper. You got about LeBron paper. Dr. Dre, like, sorry, Yahweh, you coming up 300 and some odd grand short. So I know you guys can't really calculate $1 billion, but understand that if I gave you $1 million every day since your man's pop out Bethlehem, what's up, fam? With my paper, you still ain't got $1 billion. Got some dope ass slippers, come all the way up to the knee. You got free wine, bottle of water. Let me make a rosé. All right, here you go. You got all of that. You got some bread. You got 2 fish. You got all of that, but you still ain't got $1 billion.
Louisiana hot sauce.
You know what I'm saying? So this is why I don't think people understand the brevity of your limiting ass belief. Your limiting belief is a joke, homie. It's a straight up joke. Don't ask me how I feel about it.
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, yeah. It's super funny. It's super funny. So yes, like don't get worried about like, oh, I don't know if I should start because the platform this, or I don't know if I should start because the platform that. Yeah, man, you should start. You should have started like a minute ago. You know what I mean?
You can always still start today.
Yes. All right. Now, one last thing one more thing we want to speak on, and I done moved off of this chapter, so now I got to find where it was because I had it, and then I moved because we were doing something. But if you guys are not peeping on Mrs. D's new stuff, I'm telling you, fam, you are tripping. I ain't never been to a single arch McDonald's before. Okay, that joke was dumb.
Well, technically no, because we used to have a McDonald's that was on the riverfront. So when you would go down to the arch, it was a boat that was a McDonald's. I remember it as a kid. It's run down now, so it's like closed or whatever. But it was a McDonald's that was on the boat. It's like some historic thing or whatever. But it used to, so technically, that's why that's where my brain went. So technically, it's a thing, or was.
There was a single arch McDonald's?
It was, no, not a single arch McDonald's, but it was a McDonald's that was on the boat at the arch. So it's kind of like that. It's like,
right.
It works.
Right. The Steve other sports owner looked like Monopoly money. Correct. Right. Him and Paul Anderson, the the old Microsoft guys, whatever. Dude, I almost went to go work for that dude because one of the first jobs I was going to take was go work at Macromedia to do director, which eventually became Flash. And yeah, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, this series is dope, man. So Mrs. D is doing this new series. And it's quite flavorful. This is the third joint?
Episode 4 will be dropping next Tuesday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So we just dropped episode 3. Was it 3 this week?
Yeah, maybe it's
we
3.
dropped episode. Wait a minute, hold on.
Right, chapter 1 was 2 weeks ago.
I think we are up to episode 4. We're about to hit episode 4. Okay, yeah, it's episode 3. Episode 3 just dropped this week. We created a massive amount of content. Like, I'll put it to you that way. So basically, for those of you that don't know, this is the Being a Creator series. For all of you that are entrepreneurs, get into content creation. For all of you that are content creators and you're trying to figure this thing out, this is an answer. Because like I said in the more or less introduction to the series, is that for most of us that are going through this process, we've had to figure it out and figure it out and figure out the figure out stuff. Like, you get tips, bits of stuff from here or there. Even when you buy courses, you still don't see some of that in execution. So the point of the Being a Creator series is to showcase to you and show you what the behind the scenes look like of actually being a content creating entrepreneur. And so that can help you. It's like every week there's a creator guide. The creator guide is designed to specifically ask you questions, pull out snippets and bits from that week's episode so that you can go through and just like, okay, now how can I apply what I've watched? How can I apply or learn from what you learned? There is a difference between learning from your mistakes or learning from other people's mistakes and actually using that versus just saying like, oh, now I know to avoid something or whatever. No, like, not just avoid sometimes certain things or activate and do a certain thing, but how can you implement that? So the creator guide, it switches up every single week to match the episode. It's a trailer that goes out so that you can get like a snippet for it, but put a lot of time and work into it. And courtesy of the great and amazing people over at Ecamm Live, they decided to hop on board and sponsor this series. So right now it's every week, Tuesday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, the Being a Creator series. You go to thecreator.guide if you want to get access to the creator guide as well. So it's an honoring type of a deal because I'm trying to put in there as much as I can to give the answers that I was thirsting for, burning 30 hours at work every single week, listening to podcasts, just for like a sliver of sometimes stuff that goes like within the first minute of some of these episodes. So I'm super pumped. I'm super proud for it. And it's been an interesting experience, and I'm just so looking forward to all the stuff that is to come. So we're in the process of editing episode 4 right now. So yeah, it's legit.
Man, it's absolutely crazy, I gotta say. And then Caleb said the worksheets are fire. I'm assuming that's Caleb. Might be Katie. I'm not sure. Said the worksheets are fire. Like, and the worksheets only get like half the story. So yeah, you got to see the videos. And I was teasing Ms. D because I was watching the newest joint, right? Because y'all want to know low key the secret. If you're friends with Ms. D, she lets you see the preview before. Actually, no. If you are a member of her Buy Me a Coffee, like myself, sometimes we get to see it ahead of the game, right? So I was watching it, and I was watching actually the ZV1 joint from yesterday. I was watching that while I'm over here setting up Team Purple. And sorry, Mace Windu, my bad,
Mace
boy.
Windu.
I was setting up Mace Windu, and I'm listening to Ms. D because like the ZV1 hot take, like I told you guys earlier in the stream, it was fire. But YouTube would just play you what's next, and then so what's next was it went back to like a first or second episode, and it got to the part where she said, and then she told me that she was feeling overwhelmed, and I stopped. Like I was like, uh-oh. Like, I legit stopped, and it was funny because I like pressed the keyboard pause. I went to the group, and I was like, oh no, she didn't say that she was overwhelmed. And then my brother chimes in and he's like, "Oh yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was gonna say something about that, but I ain't want to start nothing." And I was like, "Oh, that girl didn't know what she was in for." And then Miss D broke it down like how she helped her out and things like that. Hi, Miss Eileen. We were speaking on you a little bit ago.
Hey, Miss Eileen.
Good to see you here.
Good to see you.
But yeah, it was funny. Like I legit stopped and I was like, "Uh-oh, it's about to get nuts." Because yeah, you know we don't use that word around here. That word is for people.
That's the thing though, but you know what, that whole situation with her saying like that she was feeling overwhelmed by like how much work goes into the videos, understanding like because everybody had to go through some kind of like copywriting exercise, understanding copyright. Like I'm like, okay, you don't have this book, you need to get this book, you need to start learning, you need to subscribe to the channel, you need to listen to whatever Ray Edwards put out. Like and here's the basics of whatever. Like some of the work was just like seriously. You have education time that's paid for. You got education time that's paid for that you need to go through and understand copywriting, or I'm doing videos. And I'm like, now, here's how this is applied. And it's just like, it's like, I thought it's just like you could edit it or whatever. It's like, no. Because most clients, for most people that are editors, if you do like freelance editing work or even virtual assistant work, everybody had to go through this. Everybody goes through this. It's like there is a difference between just posting content and actually knowing what you're talking about of the why and the how you're posting content. And it was like the fact she's like, yeah, it's kind of overwhelming for the whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's stop, let's change, and let's redirect on how things go. And then by the end of the week, she was like, I love editing for you. I love working here. This is amazing. Like, I'm so pumped for like all of this. Because it makes a difference. So again, it's like when you look at the analytics. So like yesterday's video with the ZV-E10 or whatever, that mug is almost sitting straight up on the analytics for where videos typically perform to where that one's performing. It's like it's almost going straight up. I sent Doc a screenshot in our, I think I just sent that to you. I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure, but either way, I sent it to Doc. And I'm like, this is the difference between like my Instagram analytics. I sent it to him for like the past 30 days. What it's showing is something stupid like, I don't know, it's like 100 something plus or whatever % growth in this one specific area. Another one is just like everything's green though. You know what I'm saying? Like with just honestly stupid percentages. And it's like, that's the difference between posting and knowing what the hell what you're saying. So like, I'll send that data to the team. Is just like, just so y'all know, I'm not some crazy person just trying to say post, do, let's work. Like it's just for the sake of posting, because I even had to educate my assistant. Like, so here's how this difference. She was like, well, maybe we should just do like one photo post and one video post per day, because that could kind of hurt the engagement. I was like, no, ma'am. So here's the thing. What's difference is potentially with working with other people that you may have worked for before versus here, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And they assume and they make decisions based off of hearsay. Here's the data and here's what works for this audience, for this community and this type of company. And here's why we're doing what we're doing. So it's like taking the time to break stuff down and why and how this works. Now it's like they kick ideas to me. I think we should do this. Or what about if we did this? And blah, 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 blah. I don't even think they 30 days in yet, but they are on. They are in their bag. But the knowing the how to do that, to like curate and build a team from scratch, to make sure that they not just doing stuff that's on brand, but are ingrained in the process of what is so key. So like that's the kind of stuff that like is like breaking down and sharing like through the episodes or whatever, even like showing like the Asana screen. Like we go from a level 1 to a level 2 to the daily tasks, so that you know what the priority. It's like a P1, P0, P2, P3 kind of a deal. So you know, like if I posted in this category, this is how you know the urgency and when this should be turned around and stuff like that or whatever. So of course day one was like, so it was full. And it's like, okay, well, welcome to the company. Hell, shoot, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
We out here.
Well, you know what it is? This is a master class in the breaking through. Okay? So you think about, like, you look, all right, I'm going to give you some food, right? You're this nondescript animal from some random planet, right? I'm going to give you some food. And then I hand you an egg and you try to bite it. You're like, yo, this thing is hard. Yeah, it's hard. But you just keep looking at it, like figuring it out. They're like looking at it, hold it to the light, like shake it. Like, I don't know what to do with this. And then finally you crack it open and then the yolk come out and then you're like, oh, it's inside there. A lot of people in their creator journey get to that first brick wall. But it ain't brick, dude. It's eggshell. It's hard, right? And like, hit right, an egg will hurt as much as a brick if it catch you in the right spot, But once you break through it, what you need to nourish you is right behind you. What you need is that protein to keep going is right behind that. A lot of people hit that first pain point and then just be like done with it. And then they don't know what to do. They're like, why? Like, oh man, like, I was doing it, but then, blah, blah, blah. So most people quit right before it like gets, and I was talking to Kevin yesterday, we were talking about AI, right? Doing the Jarvis thing. And it's like, most people give up and be like, I don't want this, and stop using it before it has had enough time to learn how you speak. Because Kevin's question was like, how does it learn how to, be like you? And well, maybe that wasn't him. Maybe it was another person that's question. Maybe it doesn't have to, because it literally reads every article that gets pushed through, Google's SEO articles that they leave open to all SEO companies. They let all SEO companies have robots that can read all the stuff. So it's reading the Google robot text files that are publicly available. By reading that, you know how everyone speaks. So again, of course, first, but can it do Spanish? Yeah, because there's a billion articles written in Spanish on the daily. Can it do every language in the world? Because it's reading the articles. It's not reading the articles like us. Tooth filter, tell us a little bit about where are you from? How did you? It doesn't read it like that. It goes, I'm done. I mean, it just read 100 pages before I even did that little, I'm done. Not the whole joke, just the I'm done. Before I can say I'm done, it's read like 1,000 pages because it's a computer. So it knows how people speak. You guys got to start understanding where we're at now. You know what I'm saying? You have the ability to go to a site, I think it's google.com, and type in anything. And when you look at the number at the bottom, it will tell you, here's 3.9 million records to answer your stupid question. So, in the moment of typing, is the ZV-E10 a good camera? The results that come back, I'm going to just do it because I'm curious now. Learn and do. Do and learn. Don't tell them, show them, whatever she says. She got all kind of weird stuff she says.
Listen, you be me recounting stuff that I've said like I've just said it to you actively right now. It's like I'll come back and watch the replay or something because Miss D said da-da-da-da-da. It's like, hey, man, that's when you know you got sticky statements.
Hey, that's good. That means you're working. Okay, so let's ask that exact question. Is the Sony ZV-E10 good camera? Ooh, let's get in your real city for streaming. Let's hit it. Boom. Scroll down to the bottom. It says 97,800 results.
Already. Camera ain't even
Already.
out yet.
Camera ain't nobody talking to you.
Try again.
Oh, that was Mace
It's
Windu.
the new
Hey,
Siri.
Mace. Hey, girl. Oh, I forgot. I put Black Dude Siri on. I was like, I thought it was Google because she always got something to say in the middle of the stream.
She said, not today. You gonna say something, Mace, because I'm tired of him saying something to me on the street. Let's be clear. It wasn't even me this time.
Let's keep it claro. So, but seriously, gang, in 0.6 of a second, the Google was able to give us damn near 100,000 results about a camera that doesn't even exist yet. So that's how good the thing can read. So yes, it will figure out like what you were saying in no time flat. Like there's already people out here speculating, and in no time flat, like you're in there like swimwear. So this is why I'm saying, fam, just do it. Like don't get it twisted. Don't worry about what's happening. This stuff is going to get better. And now now before the groundswell actually pops, I'm going to tell you where you don't want to be. You don't want to be. Okay, let's put it this way. Today is July 14, something and some other thing, right? It's late July 14.
It's the 15th for where everybody else is on regular standard time. It's still the 9th, July 9th, where you at.
Okay, it's July 15. Okay, July 15, 2021, 9:21 a.m. Honolulu Standard Time. It's actually Hawaii, but you know I'm gonna be Doc. Where you are in your YouTube journey right now is exactly where you are. So you either keep going and get better or you give up now. Either way, you will never be any shittier than you are right now. The fact that you're watching this or listening to this or wherever, you already have made progress today because you listen to us and we kind of know what we're talking about. So you already did something to better your journey just because you showed up, right? Whether you watch this on replay a year from now, you showed up. Now, tomorrow, if you decide not to take any stuff from the advice we gave out today or just, react to just some things that we said, you're moving backwards. If you do something, you're moving forward. If you listen to another person to get a second opinion, you do what they say, you're moving forward. You know what I'm saying? But if you do nothing, you sit right here, you will never be any more stuck in your journey than you are at this exact moment in time because everything you do is a step forward. And in the world, I don't care how you process it. Somebody check me because I'm trying to find my equation wrong. So far, my equation is on point. There are two things that's going to happen for you the rest of the day. You're going to either have reasons or you're going to have results. Did you work on your video editing stuff today, Luis Vega? Nah. Why? Oh, because air conditioning stopped working. You know, Miami hot in the mug. And then I looked out the window and I seen butt cheeks going to the beach and I was distracted. Okay, that was the reason. If he say, yeah, so I did it, and then I discovered that the flow transition on Final Cut can really smooth over jumps and make it look better so it don't look so jumpy. That's the result. You know what I'm saying? It's simple, right?
You know what? Even the whatever, it doesn't even. Here's the thing: that equation goes both ways, because even the reasons that you give is still gonna give you a result. It's just not gonna be the one that you want.
She go over here and redo my math. Ain't nobody got time for this. All right, y'all. This show is done. I quit. She gonna redo my calculation with the Diana Gladney abacus. Like, nah, player. Even your reasons is a result.
Was it? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sal. Please excuse Miss D.
Oh, snappy, snap, snap. Yes. Yes. We're going to have to clip that section. That was fire. Because you're right. You're right. Like, I didn't even think it all the way through. You was right. Even your reasons is results.
It's still the same way. Either you going, you know what I'm saying? Like, you always going to get a result. It just is a matter of when you're actively progressing towards what you're wanting to do, you're more closer to getting the result that you want or that you intended for versus just leaving it open. It's the whole concept of you can travel and go anywhere, but you're only going to get to the destination when you have plotted points on a map that'll get you there. Like,
yes,
you got actual
waypoints.
Directions.
Waypoints. I love those two terminology, waypoints and wayfinders. I used to call myself a digital wayfinder. Mr. Camera Junkie said, and yes, I'm a mind reader. Hey, close the window. Stop looking at butt cheeks. That's Miami. Like, I get it. You know, at least it was in South Beach, so I know where he at right now.
They said they were going to go, I'm going to go for a jog in the morning. I caught the stream. And next thing you know, Camera Junkie was like, hey girl, hey. Hey,
he's single, man.
Slow motion for me. Yeah. Slow motion for me. I like it like that. Deep that fact. I don't know how to act slow.
See, I like this. Change our name from Let's Get Live to Let's Get Saved, because y'all be saving ourselves every week. Thank you. I really 100%. Appreciate that. And I love this. Like, you got that. You grok that right away. There's one way to look at it. I'm as low as I will ever be on YouTube. right now. Even you who have not started your channel and somebody sent you this video because they thought you need to hear this, even though you ain't even start your channel yet, you are as low as you will ever be on YouTube. So if you put it and then tomorrow you got 3 views, you're up. As a ex-gambler, you up, right? I'm only up $3. Fool, you still up. It's different from I'm down.
It's a win.
Right? If you're down $1,
a win
you
is
down.
about 1 point. It's like a win is 1 point. Sometimes it's like, I don't know, if you never played sports before, like I used to play basketball back in the day. It's like, so if you never played sports before, hey man, sometimes I used to be in my bag. It's some games it's like you off and it's just like, man, what the hell is wrong with me? But it's other games you are in your bag. And it's like, I remember those days, it's like, and you fighting a really competitive team, and it's like you go in, you see that person that you gon', it's like you holding to them, they holding to you the whole time, you just like talking stuff to them, you ain't gonna do nothing, your socks don't even match, like you just talking stuff to them.
I can just imagine you talking smack while you backing homegirl up in the paint.
So here's the thing. So I promise you, it's like when in middle school, I was in my bag. So here's the thing. They used to call woof. It's like woof meant somebody's behind you. But the only thing was for the other teams, I used to be the woof. And so because nobody's thinking the nerdy whatever girl is going to do anything, like I didn't look like a baller. You know what I'm saying? I looked like the extra got added to the team, but I'm the co-captain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I would sit there and act like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, this and that or whatever. Okay, well, they bring the ball in, and so she's setting up. She don't even see me. And the other team don't have no kind of terminology to say somebody's behind you. You just hearing all of these different things, whereas our school and our team, we condition them to say woof to let us know that somebody is behind you about to snatch the ball. I snatch the balls all the time, just be like, whew. Just be like, they be like, where the hell she come from? Yes. It's like, because I look unassuming. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it'd be some games you are in your bag. But the days when you're not, it don't matter, because you always got another game on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference with being a creator. Most people don't set a schedule for them to keep showing up. Like, yeah, some days it's like videos don't hit. Nobody's leaving a comment on nothing. It's just like, hell, your own friends ain't even watched that mug. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, no, I ain't my bad, cuz I ain't seen it. Whatever happens.
It happens, dude.
It's other days and it's other videos when you are in your bag. But you got to be willing to keep showing up from the days that's bad to the days that's good, because the days that's bad will never end if you never go to the next thing. You'll never know.
Well, you also don't get an opportunity to appreciate that zone. Like, I don't know, man. There's something about being in the zone, regardless of what it is that you're doing. Like this week, Caleb has been in the zone. Caleb has been murdering stuff for us, in the company. And I'm just like, I hope that when the, weekend come and he off, he get a chance to realize that, this was one of the weeks where Caleb was just running around just like dropping gold coins on the ground, be like, I don't need that. He just boom. He was like on fire, right? So people, I think, if you're a sports person, if you come from sports, you get it. Like, even being out of sports, once you realize what that zone feels like, when you do it in something else, like you do it at work, or, there's been times I'm at the club and my set was just like leaking. Like, everybody left the club. I mean, folks came up fancy, leaving 3-piece suit dripping, because they was in there like, like they was over there like in a groove, right?
Okay.
David Blackman over there be like, step, side to side,
Right.
And when everybody leave and all they be like, thank you, man, that was dope. That was dope.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Like, I don't even know, because I was so busy grooving and I was busy, like watching them, seeing everybody have a good time. Like, I don't even realize, like, damn, that set was on fire.
Yeah.
And when it's funny is when the OG from the bathroom attendant come in and goes, you must have killed him today. And I'm like, why? He go, I didn't make no money. And I'm like, what? So I'll break him off, I mean, what do you mean you didn't make no money? Because ain't nobody came to the bathroom. You guys was killing it tonight. Like, everybody was on the floor.
Hanging on floor,
real thugs get down on the floor. Like, so everybody in the floor, I can't break away to go to the restroom.
Yep.
So, he's a cool G. He worked with us for a long time, so we take care of him because we feel bad. But, like, when you're in the zone, because ain't nobody went to the bathroom, and the bar is like, yo, we cleaned house.
It's just
like,
it's just one of the, you gotta be there and to be in it. You know what I'm saying? But it's sometimes like that 1 point win. Sometimes to get that 1 point win, or that one more song, or the whatever. You know what I'm saying? That one song that you added, just like, I'm gonna throw this in here. I think this would be. You know what I'm saying? That one more, that plus one mattered.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That plus one mattered to the set. My cousin used to be a DJ. And so it's like that plus one on that track, it mattered on the mix. Furthermore, it's like just that being in, like, who was it? Mr. Camera Junkie said flow state.
Yeah.
Spot on. It's some days you just in your
It happens to be one of the
bag.
most talked about things right now in everything is getting into that flow state. You know, some athlete or somebody or some brain person put it on, but like a lot of people talking about that. So like, then study that, learn to get that, find your groove. You've been in your groove no matter what you do. You have moments where you have been in your groove, right? I'm thinking like, okay, so minor grow here and there. I can tell you right now, Fulgens is here. Good to see you fully. I think in the next couple of months, they're going to blow up because they're showing up a lot lately and their stuff is good, right? Fulgens and Anna building blocks for anybody that don't understand what I'm talking about. Like, they've been showing up a lot. They're like starting to come across as, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Maven, not the proper terminology, but just people in the set that you need to pay attention to. Right. And again, I'm going to bring this up, and I don't swear I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm going to bring this up because it came up today in the coaching call with Noble. Right. We were talking about how, again, last year, beginning of May, I was at Leap in the live stream. Maybe it was end of May, whatever. Last year, I was at Leap in the live stream. I watched all the videos. I watched Miss D. I watched a bunch of other creators out there. Kelly was there. Evie was there. We're all friends and stuff now. We're all moving and shaking. We're hitting it. One of the people who was speaking at Leap last year came up on one of my streams and asked the question, bro, how are you so good? And I'm like, what? I was watching you last year saying I want to be there, right? I made a comment the day the conference was over in the private group, like not just a comment. You know when you do your Facebook, so you got the background and it's big? I was like, a year from now, I'll be speaking at one of these jumps, right? I put my intent
It was a declaration.
down. You know the gauntlet? I had the night, the freaking Black Knight, Black Obsidian Steel. Shoom, 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 chicane. I challenge you to a duel. You know, like I pulled the night joint off. I opened
challenge.
You know, in the night, you got to do that thing.
Yep,
I'm like,
flip the visor.
I'm like, boom, I'm ready.
Challenge.
You know, and the boys, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Lord Rochester in Honolulu, Hawaii, Sir Sean Doc of Rock. Ba, 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 ba. Like that. Okay? I know, I'm crazy. But here we are, like a little more than a year later, and then Fab asked me, like, yo, how are you so good? And not even trying to be a Jack Weevil, my answer was plain. Easy. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and occasionally on Sunday. That's it. I ain't did nothing special.
That's the only day. Yeah, somebody said something about, it's like, why? Something about, like, is this something to post on the week? It's like, no, we post every other day.
Yeah.
Trying to take a break for family, chill, sleep, something.
But the thing that made me like sort of catch up, like it when I thought about it again, I didn't realize when I said it, and it might have came off as wise, but to the person that wasn't ready to hear facts. But if you was ready to hear facts, you heard facts, and you realize what you should probably do. You do not have to go every day, but you probably got to go more than you're doing currently if you're trying to get there. And after I said that, I'm starting to notice the people in our community who are streaming more. I'm starting to notice the people in our community who are bringing the ruckus Wu-Tang style, right? I'm starting to see that on point, on fleek, as the childrens say, right? So then, on top of that, I realized like Anna and Fulgens are popping up everywhere. Their skin in the game is becoming more. And then so I know for a fact, if they keep pushing the way they're pushing right now, they will be masterful in less than a year. They're on brand. They're absolutely hilarious. They're good to work with. They're fun. I can see them at a conference in no time soon on stage putting together something dope. You know what I mean? And when you are putting in that work, the results just show up, bro. There's no reasons. Those are results. You know what I'm saying?
Up.
Like, I'm sorry, this is so corny. There ain't nothing to it but to do it. You gotta just do it. Like, I don't know why everybody is still like, oh, you know, well, I'm getting ready for when the thing and the So like all the folks that was getting ready to do it when a new camera came out, they stuck. Why? Global chip shortage. All the people that was ready when a new computer came out, they stuck. Why? Global chip shortage. You know, all the people like, when I get my new car, you know, then I'll be ready because then I can go do it. You stuck. Why? Global chip shortage. So there's a lot of people that's waiting for something to happen, and then the whole world is like, F you're happening. That's why you don't wait. You have no idea. There's counts right now. Oh, I'm going to wait until the M2 3X come out before I upgrade my computer. That global chip shortage might get worse. And then you ain't getting no M nothing. I'll wait for the second generation. All of us that caved in and got M1s, if for something happens globally and pandemic fires back up and there's no more computers for a minute, we set.
Top of the line. Yes.
We set. Because we didn't like sit there and wonder, I'm going to get this because something else next might. Man, nobody got time for that.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I'm done.
No, man. Because that is so good. That's so good. But you know what? Because that's the thing. It's like you don't think about that. And to be honest with you, I guess just because it's like, and that's the good thing. It's like I was saying that to myself the other day, just in pondering. It's like I'm super grateful. Super grateful. It's like myself said, huh?
What it is, Miss D, long time.
It's like I was just super grateful because it's so impactful and it's so meaningful to be in community with other strong thinkers and other strong doers and other creators, and that's why it's like I don't know if I be bugging you, but that's why I be throwing them clips into the vlog series. Like, I want people to
bug
see
me. Like, I like, except for when you be like, oh, Doc's on the toilet. I be like, mother.
I said I told you I'm asking for forgiveness in advance, okay? But it's like, but I was just saying, like, I'm super grateful to be in community with other doers, other strong thinkers, other people that, like, if you are having a day where you're in a weak state of mind, that you can go and talk to another person that's not in a weak state of mind, that can speak life into what you're doing and vice versa, or, you know what I'm saying, bouncing ideas off of or whatever, because it's like you don't have to do or build this by yourself. And you all that's in this Let's Get Live community, you all are extremely blessed because we're modeling what we're saying, we're actually doing it, and y'all are building relationships and communities amongst yourselves just because the environment was fostered for you.
Yep.
Whereas it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine like where we was at 5 years ago, 3 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Like 2 years ago even. It's like this didn't exist. And there's no other creator, I'm just going to say it, there's no other creator, company, or nobody that's fostering an environment or a community like LGL. Nobody. None of the people ever bought courses for or nothing. There's nothing like that nowhere. You are out there by yourself figuring it out. So if you in this community and you are getting the opportunity to like bump shoulders, rub shoulders, like y'all hop on each other's stream And you see, it's like I'll catch the replays and stuff afterwards. Y'all are vibing. You know each other. You care about each other. You know what I'm saying? The love is there and all of that stuff. It's just like everything is there for you to win. You got it so much more, not even easier, but you're just in a more conducive environment for growth and success than we ever were.
Dude, seeing David and Kali together yesterday was just like, that joint warms the heart, right? And then Rob and David and Noah and Little Rob.
You saw Alicio and Strick. You saw
Alicio and Strick.
You saw
Alicio and Camera Junkie got
Camera
up.
Junkie.
Yeah, see, like we starting to get into we can connect with people. And I'm telling you, Kevin, I don't care whether you're ready or not. I'm coming to the Yay because I can't be away from the mission for too long because I got to get my food. So, I come to the Yay area. I'll be like, Kevin, let's get hyphy. Yay area. Hyphy. Tell them when to go. Tell them when to go.
Tell them when to go. Tell them when to go. Tell them when to go. Tell them when to go.
You can see me and Kevin get in hyphy in San Fran and be like, calling all cars. Be on the lookout for one Kevin Cox and one Sean Rocks. We can't find these cats. They're over there somewhere in the mission, wreaking havoc. Yeah, so, I mean, I love our community. I think our community is dope. And I hope that we, again, the best thing you guys can do as community members, if you know somebody or you bump into somebody or you see somebody out there that needs to get some foot in the hand pots, you got to drag them in. That's the best thing you can do. Best thing you can do is go get some more folks and bring them to the party so that we can move more needles, so that we can adjust more people's thinking, and so we can get you there. You know what I'm saying? And then, Gary, thank you for that, fam. And then, yes, I'm straight up with Mr. Camera Junkie. I'm with you, man. Like, on a daily basis, I say how much I just love my community. Like, I don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? And then, like Miss Eileen said, yep, she was there too. So I mean, she get it. Like, if people they understand.
Miss Eileen. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. That's why it's like, any chance I get, I'm so grateful for Miss Eileen. I really am, because Miss Eileen is willing to go out, and it's like the difference between following in somebody's footsteps versus making the footsteps. It is so many environments online, period, in the last decade. Miss Eileen was the person out there scraping the ground, tilling the weeds, doing all this stuff, so it could be a little bit easier for us to walk up and be like, I don't know, I don't think about it, turn around and walk. She's still out there. Scoop, don't worry, I'm gonna clean some more out for you. It'll be, Miss Eileen been doing the work for years. So grateful.
When I was thinking about getting into it, like hardcore, like running into her stuff, kind of was like humbling in a sense. Because it took away any excuses that, like all these people out here looking a certain type of way or being a certain type of thing or whatever. This is hot, and Caleb just brought it up, but I just got the DM from Dev Chambers. Elgato got like a new like event popping off. They published this while we was in the middle of the show, so I ain't had a chance to watch it yet. But I'm going to highly say there's a face cam, there's a new Stream Deck, there's a new Wave XLR mic. Okay, there's a new Wave mic arm and wall mount and some light strip extensions. So we're going to have to go and check on these, and that'll give us some stuff to speak on next week. But yes, sir. Hey, cool. Like I'm saying,
we could do a watch party in the group if we got time.
Yeah, we can do that. We can go do a watch party in the group because it's only like 30-something minute video. So yeah, I'll fire this off in the LGO group later today. That'd be dope. It'll be fun to watch and just see what's coming up in the community. And then that means I got to go reach out to my family over at Elgato and be like, hey, fam.
Hey, fam. Hey, girl.
What's going on
Eileen, you get, like, I don't get emotional, but Miss Eileen, you make me feel some kind of, you truly do. You are a hero in my eyes. And, like, I am so grateful for you. You really have no idea. Like, it's honoring to be in community with you. It really is. And I appreciate how you have shown up over the years. I appreciate just your humility and your just everything. I love you so much, Miss Eileen. I really don't think you understand. I'm so serious, but I don't never get worked up to tears, but for real, Miss Eileen, you are the one. You are the one.
It's
so
for real.
Grateful for you.
It's so true. I remember just like that time when I was in the hospital and I'm watching all these people's streams. Like, I think I'm gonna get back into this live video stuff. She was just there, talking about something, and it was like, dang, she's good. And then I remember, like, she just reminded me of family because she's a Smith. My family is a Smiths. And I'm like, she's related to us some way because she's just like my family. You know, we all like high yellow Smiths from the East Coast. So, and
Somewhere
then,
on the tree.
And then I got family in North Click too. So I was like, I don't know, man. Somewhere shake down somebody's tree somewhere, me and Miss Eileen is related. But I just immediately just related to her because she's like that. It's like you always had that one cool auntie or the one cool grandma that just like, you know, all the kids in the neighborhood love. And like she know what she doing, and she be with the little one-liner wise things. Like she not gonna sit down and give you the lecture. She just gonna hit you with a little something while you're in church.
Little love.
And then
You're right.
and then you be like, oh yeah, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, she always got the candy or the butterscotch in her purse. Like that, we had that one miss in church. That was actually my grandmother. She was always the one with yeah, she pulled out some random piece of candy out of nowhere in her purse. When kids be like having a bad day or their mama just yelled at them and they, I don't know where my grandma get it from, but she like, and there'd be like a little Brock's candy, or she used to get the caramel, the circle with the white circle too. There's a name for it. And she
they used
just
to call them
pull
cowtails here. Like they used to call it the whole thing cowtails. But yes, them mug. So listen, here's how stupid I was as a kid. So y'all know the story about the deacon's cut and how I thought all deacons, like if you wanted to be a deacon in the church, you had to get the deacon's cut, like how Jewish people had to do. Like I thought you had to shave this top of your hair, just only have like the side joints. And so same time frame. I thought like all the older women in the church, like the whole mothers of the church or whatever, I thought all the older mothers of the church that like had the candies because they all had the same candy. So no matter who you sit with at church, they all got the same. Yes, those. And so I'm like, it must be a thing that would like they like you go in the back or something, and it's like they give you your rations of the candies that you're supposed to have in church. I swear, I used to think I'd be like, hey Alma, where y'all get these from? She was like, oh, you get them from. I'm like, we done been to the grocery store all my life. I ain't never seen these before. These is some special secret sauce that you only get after a certain high level in the church. Like it's for real. Them joints is the most delicious little candies. Oh my goodness!
I'm saying, so after you done got yelled at in church or something, and then they just pull one of these joints out, like, and then
Man.
Oh, Chris got to go back because you busted the
like,
audio jungle out.
Audio jungle.
Yeah, dude,
like
that was
you're
my
not supposed to
rant
eat in
from like Veda day 2 or day 3 or Vlogmas. I was on the audio jungle rant because that joint pissed me off.
Audio jungle. It's like
Audio jungle. Like, get the hell out of my face. I'm going to use epidemic sound. I quit.
Audio jungle.
Yeah, so, I mean, straight up, Miss Eileen, that's why we love you so much. And I tease her about her swear jar. But if I keep it up, Miss Eileen would be rolling up 2 joints in the Ferrari. Damn, Miss Eileen, how you got all this paper? Because Doc got a nasty mouth.
Right, right. In the middle of that statement, you just said, damn, throw some more money in the jar.
You know what I mean? She going to be like, doot, doot. You're like, oh, snap, Miss Eileen got that new self-driving Ferrari, too. Boom.
That dude knew.
Clean. Nice wheels. Like, fire. Gang, thank you guys for kicking it with us. Yeah, today was good. Like, and it's about to get better. I'm so enamored with our community. I'm so like amazed at the stuff that people are putting together. Chris Wood just showed up late to class, but that's because he was not up early because it's late his time, but he was out there in the streets today holding down the stream on the Ecamm channel about fitness and whatnot.
Yep.
And he held it down like a boss, like an absolute boss. So, you know, yeah, that's just a thing. And Paul knows, like, his grandma always had a candy in the purse. And they had the purse where it was actually made out of, like, cow stomach. It wasn't like a Louis Vuitton or nothing. They just okay, every time, Paul. Every time.
It's like a Louis the cow stomach. That's what the purse was. But no Louis Vuitton's Louis the cow stomach.
When Paul wanted to drink a wine, he pulled a little bag up like this.
Hey, you ain't let the leather right back. They pulled the mugs up just.
It looked just like this. Paul be like, "Hey man, you want some water?"
Okay.
It's like,
oh,
look, I got this
gosh.
pelt, this piece of leather right here. I got this pelt from Paul. This is a leather pelt.
Are you serious?
No, I'm joking.
I was about to say.
It's hand carved right off the ranch. Paul was like, keep this.
Oh.
This is good, high quality leather. I'm like,
Good
what happened to the
high-quality
meat? Well, I
hide
made
right here.
beef jerky out of it for the trail.
Okay, we got that for dinner.
Paul gonna kill me one day.
Oh man,
this is super
that's
funny.
hilarious.
Yes, guys, I'm telling you, man, we're lucky. Like you said, we're lucky. I like the fact that, you know, if I'm feeling some type of way, I can just call Miss D and be like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And then she'd be like, ninja, please. And I'm like, okay. And then it's back to work. You know, she got the incense all lit.
100%.
Well, what you need to do is
Right.
think about it. and
Sage
stop
mode
saying
enabled.
that stuff. Yeah. You know, like we leveling up. What was the Sega buzz?
Oh yeah, it's like if y'all haven't seen like the 90s sound, it's like a YouTube video, 90s sound. All kids remember. It's like a whole. And y'all was talking about the buzz in the stream yesterday. And Doc's video is just like Sega made billions of dollars, and they logo had the buzz in their own purpose. It's like a second and a half, just like Sega. It's
Oh, she hit it with the Sega. Oh goodness, that was super funny.
then
That
here
was
comes Sonic.
super funny. I'm telling you, the one that got me the most back then was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle song when they played
Yes.
that in the video. Here, I got one for y'all to round this joint out before we say bye. Just because
What's up, Kylie? We was just talking about you, sis.
we was just talking about you. I want y'all to feel this, and I want y'all to feel it all the way through. So let me go ahead and set this video up real quick, and then I'm going to just hit y'all with this.
We can't hear the sound.
Oh, why is it not playing?
It's not loud enough.
Oh, it's whack. It's not coming through. Oh, come on, player.
Undo the mix minus. I'll be quiet.
Yeah. Because that joint, it just gave me flashbacks when I heard it. I was over here crying. Processing. There we go. Mix minus. Here we go. It should work now. Come back here. Play, damn it. Oh. Doc, you stupid. You 33 shades of stupid. You'd lose the whole joke out here trying to be funny. Okay, now I showed that to Miss D yesterday, and then she said, "I used to get hella pissed when it gets stuck on the second square."
Yes. Oh my gosh. And you be like, so that's all, you just gonna stop right there, and then now you gotta undo the whole thing. Probably sign out, sign back in, look at the little piece of paper, and hope you got it. Just like, God, this.
Yo, that's me. That's me, Paul. One of my sisters would pick up the phone, be like, "Ham, get off the phone. I'm trying to get on the internet. I care about your internet, nerd. Get off the phone."
People don't even understand. It's like, Mama, can we get a second computer? Second computer? The hell is wrong with you?
Yo, when we got that Wonder Phone joint set up so that when they pick up the phone, it wouldn't mess up my internet, that was all me. Like, yo, it was crazy. I learned how to
Thought
phone.
life was amazing.
I learned how to phone freak, you know, like set up everything, like do all the wires and that. I learned that so that they couldn't screw me up on the phone. Like, it was crazy. So my first hackering was
remember
learning how to mess with the phone. All right, gang,
when
we
DSL
out of here
came
like
out.
Vladimir. I'm going to play
That
this,
was rap.
and then we out. Yes. See you guys next week, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the demo, and then Saturday.